Should we start with a trailer for the movie, or should I start with my little ditty that I put together?
You have a ditty?
Just a little ditty.
Let's do a ditty.
Let's start with a little ditty.
I kind of like the ditty.
Okay, here we go. This will put it in perspective. Here we go.
Unit heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound on Highway 99.
Can you give me more info on that call? Just clearing another call. I'm headed up.
Come on, Matt. Feel it.
That's 70s porn music right there.
What is that instrument?
I don't know.
Is that a good replication of it?
No,
It
that
wasn't?
sounded like a dying chicken.
Yeah, that right there. It just makes you want to.
It does sound like 70s porn music.
It does.
It really does. Little Ron Jeremy action.
Oh, yeah.
You're a fan of the hedgehog, are you?
Is that what they call him, the hedgehog?
The hedgehog.
Oh, my God. That's right, guys. We're going to do it. We're going to talk all about the new movie Chips today. That is right. If that doesn't inspire you, what will? The music. It's amazing. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. Let's just do our intro right here. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority. The big MM, also known as the
99%.
That is right. Large and in charge of the motorcycle scene, guys, more than any time in history. It's what we call a biker revolution. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Mount up. Let us.
Take you on another wild ass ride.
You heard it right.
I was
there.
checking the chat, man.
That's attaboy. You still pulled it out, dude. Oh, awesome, guys. Welcome back. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast and your
high-tech redneck.
We are live, lawabidingbiker.com/live. Get signed up over there, guys. Upper right-hand corner for the email list. The only emails you'll get there by signing up is when we go live with a big button, and it takes you right to the platform. We are video and audio live. We have a bunch of people in the chat room. Thank you. We're not going to delay a lot tonight. We're going to get right in to the content. But we've already been chatting heavy, aren't we?
Well, yeah.
Even before we started, we got up and getting going live. We had a bunch of guys in shouting out from all over. Matt, why don't you, or Chewy, why don't you give out some of the locations of people? Give just a quick shout out, like 2 or 3 of them.
We got one from Poland.
Dude, that's freaking sweet.
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho.
Jacksonville, Florida.
Yep. Chesapeake, Virginia.
Some locals
Texas.
I saw: Milton, Washington,
Colorado.
Richland, Washington, an
We
hour
love
south.
Texas. We love
Tampa
Texas.
Bay. Some Florida boys.
Sweet.
Raleigh, North Carolina. Louisiana.
You know what else is cool? We got some patrons in there. That's right. We have some patrons. I saw their names right in our chat, our live chat, guys. And we appreciate our patrons so much. We want to thank some. They are sponsoring this very episode. Shoot at it. One of you.
That's Ron Beeler of, we're not sure where you're from, Ron, but thank you. Richard Richardson of Cape Coral, Florida. And James Carnahan of Singapore.
Singapore, dude.
Singapore.
Thanks, guys.
lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon. Patreon. That's right. You can pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk, guys. You can put a monthly cap on it so you don't go over your family budget. We certainly understand that. The patron community is growing. You get exclusive access. There's benefits, t-shirts. You get in the private Facebook group. And up to top tier, you can get access to all our premium videos.
Is that like Friends with Benefits?
Kind of.
be.
Oh.
Except we're not going to give you a reach around.
Negative.
Come on.
Negative. Thank you, guys. Thanks to the patrons. They're the reason.
Thanks, guys.
They help put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank.
And keep the motor running on down the road.
That's right. Main topic, guys. We're going to get right into it. We're going to talk all about, if you weren't aware, there is a new, if you're familiar with the chips. In fact, Matt, do you remember what, I meant to look that up. I'm going to lawabidingbiker.com and I'm using the search bar in the upper right-hand corner of every page to find this episode we did on chips. Because I know, were you in on that one?
Yeah.
Okay, you and Robbie?
I believe it was Rick. Rick was.
Oh, you're right. It was Rick. So I'm searching and I'm going down. Chips. We should come up with, oh, look at there. Came up with it Lab 71, episode 71. We did a podcast, Chips, the TV show, a walk down memory lane, listen in. The only thing I remember about that episode, Chewy, that was so freaking funny because is that Caitlyn Jenner freak thing. You guys told me on that podcast, you guys.
Can we please not call that person Caitlyn?
Have we seen her lately?
No.
How do you, let's look. Is it transformed yet, dude? Caitlyn Jenner. The reason we're talking about Caitlyn Jenner, whatever it is.
You mean the penis? Is the penis gone?
Well, because
She's still got the schlong.
She's still got the schlong.
So it's not a she then. Then it's still a he.
It's kind of an it.
Yeah, it's an it. That's what it is.
To each their own,
Because
whatever.
Caitlyn Jenner, right, was on Chips. That's why we say that on the original, right?
Bruce
Yeah,
Jenner?
took over for.
Bruce was on there?
Yeah, took over.
Oh, I don't remember that.
Didn't he take over for one of the guys?
Here.
The main character?
Is this it? Here's some photos, dude.
Oh, good Lord.
Dude, it's kind of hot.
Good Lord.
He's hot.
That is one,
Dude, you're making,
that is one
you're
ugly
making me
woman.
want to vomit.
Oh my God, dude. Apologizing for coughing in I have a terrible cold. 3-week cough here, so if I cough in your ears, I'm
You
sorry.
didn't tell me you had a cold before you invited us over here.
It's not really a cold.
Jeez, dude.
It's an ongoing cough, dude, because of this weather. Like, it's not even. It's just bothersome at this point. Yeah, Caitlyn Jenner played a role in Chips, so that's how we get sidetracked there. It's an interesting picture right here. I'll tell you that. But we did do that Lab 71. If you guys want to listen to that, it was really all about the original Chip show. Now we got word that there's a new movie coming out, and it's I think. Do you guys remember March? Are they pumping it out March 17? Do you guys? Well, Lurch wouldn't know because he didn't do any research for this, as he mentioned.
No, I believe. Yeah,
Why would I? You did all the research.
Right. And let me pull up a couple articles here. So that's what we're going to talk about. Let me get this up too. Some pics.
While you're looking there, we had a question from Pete Lazone. Wants to know if we're going to add a section on our site where people can post pictures of their rides.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's awesome. That'd be great.
And we may in the future, but better yet is the private. We do all that already. We do it in our private patron-only Facebook group. People post pictures of their rides. They post pictures of their bikes. We talk about their bikes. People ask questions, and that all occurs in that private patron-only Facebook group. So we kind of already do it, but I get it, and maybe we will. Maybe we will. I haven't considered that recently. Just we've been busy doing some other stuff. But thanks for the suggestion. We always like to hear those things about what you guys want. But if you want to do it immediately, you can always anybody can get in that private patron Facebook group there. So, anyways, I guess we'll go through this and we'll figure out. Here the film is scheduled to be. So the new Chips movie coming out in theaters, scheduled to be released on March 24th, 2017. So you guys can look forward to that coming up right here this spring, huh?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right, guys. Now, Chewy, do you want to, who wants to take this and start it? Anyone? Bueller.
Oh, go ahead, Chewy.
What facts do you have, Chewy?
What do you want me to do?
What? You're on a podcast.
Oh, you want me to talk about the show? Oh, is that what we do here?
So hang on. Here's what we're doing, guys, because this is your first podcast episode. We have a subject matter, and then we all just sit around and talk about it. Okay, that's how we do the podcast.
Well, you got me kind of confused. You went from
it is
there
winter
to the
I know
motorcycle. I'm like, well, am I supposed to talk about that?
No, I know. I'm just adjusting tabs, and that's my fault. So, you know what? Let's start out this way. Let's do this for the audience. So we're going to break down Chips, the movie, what we think about it. Isn't it out yet? Some of the things we've learned that may help you make a decision on whether you want to go watch it or not. It's a motorcycle movie.
Gotta watch
Yeah,
it.
you gotta watch it.
You know,
And it's about cops.
and Chips
but
was a
I'm
fun
kind of-
show.
I don't know.
I love how they used to show shots of them riding handlebar to handlebar, and you could tell they're on a trailer.
I know.
This is
It's
gonna
true.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a little bit different from the show, though. I mean, it's
Oh, yeah.
based off of Chips, but it's
It's got a different twist to
yeah,
it.
it's from what I read, it's basically Poncherello is an FBI agent.
Right.
Francis Poncherello.
Oh yeah,
Francis Llewellyn.
Philip Francis Llewellyn.
Poncherello.
It's funny in the trailer, if you watch it, he goes, "Are those first two names girl names?" And the guy just looks at him. He goes, "Are those female names?"
Yeah.
Francis Llewellyn. It's true. You know, it's a funny joke, man. Yeah, you're right. You know what, Chewy? Let's do this, and then I want you to dive in.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and just listen to the trailer here. How about that? It'll give everybody some insight into this thing.
Sounds good.
We're the California Highway Patrol. This job is crucial. Without us out there, come on, one way. Someone could get hurt.
California Highway Patrol think they have some crooked cops. They want you to go on the inside.
Go undercover within the department? That's awesome.
We put you with a rookie named John Baker.
So who am I playing?
Francis Llewellyn Poncherello.
Are the first two female names?
John, I like you. You remind me of my husband.
He is really handsome.
You've had 23 surgeries. You can ride a motorcycle, I'll give you that.
Yes, ma'am. Like a mother.
No.
What's up? I'm John.
Poncherello.
Awesome, man. We're partners. Let's kick this off with the real thing. Oh, dude. If you're homophobic or whatever, that's cool.
No. You think I'm homophobic?
John Baker? The Baker? Oh, pretty badass.
You better pause that for a second.
Up for battle?
What, looking like...
So for the listeners that can't see what we're watching, they're just hearing it. They're in the locker room, and he's in his tidy whities and tries to give him a hug.
Two guys just straight up hugging the look. And they perfectly got an angle with both of their packages just touching each other.
Giving each other just a bump.
And we are very immature here, so if you don't find that funny out there, I think most of our listeners are very childish like us and get the humor and a lot of that stuff.
All in good
funny.
fun.
It's all in good funny.
All in good fun.
All right, here we go.
Yes, drivers? Super cool. Go Brown, right?
This job is my one shot at saving my marriage.
What are you wearing?
It's my uniform.
It's like you're 3 beers too intimate.
I'm a tough motorcycle cop. I got no emotion.
What's your job?
Find the dirty cops.
Check it. You're FBI.
Yep. Hey, we need to focus.
Are you kidding me right now?
I'm just like kind of powerless when it comes to yoga pants, you know?
Let's get you out of this parking lot. You have a visible erection. You think you can ride with that?
I don't know.
We don't know who in this department is in on this.
We're like Jay-Z and Beyonce. We are ride or die.
I'm Jay-Z.
We're in pursuit.
What's your 20?
I'm northbound. Ponch is southbound.
You just need it.
You screw up this case, you're fired. You got a legitimate lead.
Oh! We have a suspect's head. That's a victory.
Nasty. I was trying just damn nasty.
I need to get into some warm water.
I'm not going to carry you there.
I saved your life
Oh
yesterday.
my God, I knew you were going to bring it up.
Grab me and get it over
Fine,
with.
fine.
You face planted my...
No. There was no contact.
I could have swore I felt either your nose or your lips.
Nope. It might have been like a little bit of contact.
Good Lord. Should be funny.
Anyway, yeah. So that was the trailer in the last part there. Yeah, he's putting him in the bath for some reason, and his face goes right in his junk. There's a lot of junk stuff going on. There's a lot of homophobia, junk stuff going on. If you guys want to, if you're listening in podcast format or live, we just went to YouTube, and the trailers everywhere now. When you search for the new CHIP's movie, everybody's uploading that trailer. But yeah, so there you go. That's kind of the premise. Let's talk a little bit about Chewy.
Should we go over the characters? Who the characters, the cast is?
You can take it any way you want. We're going to go over everything at some point, but if you want to take the lead, you go.
Yeah, I know that. I don't know the exact names for the.
Dax Shepard and Michael Pena.
There you go.
They're the two main guys. Let me see. Did I have IMDb's in here? Here we go. So let's go down to Dax Shepard. I'll pull up Wiki for you, and
he's married to Kristen Bell, who's in the movie. Who's
that
really
was that hot chick in the
that's
pool.
his wife.
Here you go.
That if you only one reason you want to see the movie is to see her, then I think it'll all be worthwhile.
Right. I've got so many tabs open here. Can you read that? Okay, Chewy.
Yeah.
So what do you want? IMDb.
I think the thing that people will relate to this guy with is
Dax, the main. He's playing John,
Dax,
right?
Dax Shepard. Yeah, he's playing John on CHIP's on the show there. He was on an MTV. I believe it was an MTV.
It was Punked.
Punked.
He used to play. Who was the other guy that was on Punked? He's married to that.
Hey, you two quit smacking your lips.
That's all you can hear.
Kretcher.
You're not even paying attention. That's all you can hear.
You're smacking your lips at each other. I'm going to audit that. Edit that out.
Got the producer over there. When the producer's in the studio, he keeps us on track.
What a dick.
He is. God, why can't I think of
Justin
Megan?
Kutcher? Is it Justin Kutcher?
Oh, yeah. Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
He did Punked, and Dax. Do you remember him from that, Lurch?
Yes.
Dax always did the pranks, the punk stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he would be the actor, stirring people up. He's kind of a he did a lot of comedy stuff. You know, he's kind of known for his comedy stuff, which is interesting because just from reading this stuff, the movie, the way I understand it, had already been written. It's funny that how long, if a lot of people that don't follow this kind of stuff, how long it takes for these things. This has been an idea for a number, like 10 years before they could finally get somebody, and there's investors, they got to get the budget, they got to get the backing, and then they gave it to him. Two other guys wrote it, I believe, and they gave it to Dax and he took and scripted it a bit and twisted it into something that would work. And then obviously, however that all goes in Hollywood, they got the backing and he put it into production. So he's one of the writers too, which is interesting.
Is that your phone making noises over there?
So.
Oh my Lord.
You can't edit that out. We're real here, dude.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't switch my Wi-Fi, but that's okay. I can't believe everybody, are they chatting still?
Oh yeah.
I just want to make sure I didn't lose them. Let me switch real quick, guys. Give me just a second.
Well, this makes for good podcasting right here.
What's that?
Technical difficulties.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm switching Wi-Fi. I'm surprised because I'm streaming on our main Wi-Fi and I don't want to use any of that bandwidth. And then I played a YouTube video while we were streaming. It didn't shut down. So I'm switching this computer to my phone Wi-Fi. Anyways, he rescripted it and he is the main character. So writer, producer, anything else about Dave Robert Shepard. Is that his real name?
Dax Randall
Dax
Shepard.
Randall Shepard. Born in 1975.
And that's what, I think most people will, recognize him from that Punk'd show that was on MTV.
His mother is of French, Canadian, and Belgian descent.
Okay.
Dax's first, Cars, which we'll get into a little bit. And
he was in the redo of the Duke Boys. What is that movie?
Did he do that?
Of Hazzard?
Dukes of Hazzard, yeah. Him and that other, God, I can't even think of the guy. The guy from Jackass, Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah,
he in Knoxville.
Okay. I never saw that one.
It was all right. It was pretty good. Yeah, it was a comedy, of course, with those two.
Right.
They had some pretty cool cars in there.
Which is interesting while we're on that point of him, Chewy, and you kind of alluded to it. What you're going to find is this is probably not going to be, and Chewy alluded to a little bit, it's not going to be a remake of CHIP's.
No.
You'll find that out really quick, but don't shut down there, because at first, before I did any research, I immediately said, well, if they're not going to do the regular CHIP's and they're going to completely change it, I kind of, be honest, my mind went, oh, screw that.
Yeah, it put me off.
It's another Hollywood flop. And
it put me off a little bit.
Yeah. So the more research I did, I think, well, we'll give our opinions at the other, but give it a chance.
I'm a little open-minded.
I'm a little more open-minded now that I've done some research, because I don't know, honestly.
And it's not going to be it's going to be a comedy. It's not going to be a drama. It's so
very much so. In fact, I think you could relate it to the kind of comedy. It's not an all-out comedy, but a lot of people refer to it as a Lethal Weapon type comedy, where you have a lot of inside joke comedy between the two main characters, bantering going on. And so there's serious subject matter, but yet it's made a little bit light of, so to speak. So it's very, and watching the trailer there, it's very reminiscent of Lethal Weapon. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Of that type of,
I just hope that they add I hope they have the old music in there someplace. I know that it's not the original CHIP's, but I hope even it's in the background where they're doing something and the music's playing and they make a comment about it.
Whoa. Hot in the cans.
You're going to make me want to strip here, dude.
Is that from the show?
This is what they always played while they're just riding and doing clips and stuff. And they're looking at the little unsafe kid cross and don't cross the crosswalk, and they save the little kid. It's totally it, dude.
But the theme to CHIP's, for me, going back, you hear that song and that's what you recognize.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, oh, that's CHIP's,
song.
CHIP's theme. So I hope they get that in there somehow, because in the preview of the show, they don't, it's not on there. So hopefully they put that in there.
I hope so. I'd like to hear that just once. Just some corny, because it's so corny, dude. Now that we hear it, that's like the corniest. But does that bring back memories?
But dude, that could fit into a comedy really easily.
Totally, dude. Totally. Where was I, dude? But so very, very much Lethal Weapon type. It will be a comedy.
Kind
but
of a comedy / action movie kind of thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I think
a little bit of both.
That you could very much say, and I read some of this too, it's not like Super Troopers, but a lot of people are saying it's got some of that type of humor in it. So you just reading different things, people
That's
relating
funny that you
it to
say that, because we were watching the trailer, and that was my wife came in. And
Okay.
She's like, hey, is that like Super Troopers? I'm like, no, this is Chips. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It's Chips.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that's a good representation is silly. It's got silly type humor, just what we looked at a little bit there. So
Yeah.
Dax Shepard, main actor, anything else on that? So that's where we get the comedy from, because he wrote it or reworked it. And I think
he's a funny guy. So
yeah, he is. And honestly, like I was saying, when I first thought about it, I was like, they're totally straying. It's only called Chips. It's really nothing like Chips, other than the fact that they're two CHP officers riding motorcycles. It really isn't going to follow anything Chips.
For those of us that have watched Chips, that are old enough to say that we were able to watch that show,
that we grew up on that,
we will realize that there's going to be major differences. The new people that have never seen Chips, it's just going to be a movie.
Right.
So they'll probably enjoy it. There won't be anything to think about.
Yeah, just don't go into it thinking that, like I was at first, that it's going to be anything like the original TV episode. And now that I think about it, as I've been wrestling with this in my head, I don't think that would have worked.
No, that wouldn't have made a good movie.
It wouldn't. And it would flop.
Yeah.
And I think Dax knew that when they gave it to him. And I think he realizes that they had to do something, and it's for him to bring in his comedy abilities to keep people's interest, to put the humor in it. I think it was necessary, and I'm okay with it now. So there you go. We got lots of chat going on.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like Charlie Angels, Tim Brown. That's a great comment, Tim. That was on the tip of my tongue, because some people said, yeah, Charlie's Angels and Super Troopers and Lethal Weapon type deal. So yeah, they're in the live chat.
There was a question earlier. What kind of bikes are they riding? Are they BMWs or are they Hondas? Was the question.
Oh, good, because we're going to go over that.
Okay.
I'm just chatting. Ryan's nickname is Scrappy. Somebody asked what my nickname was. I guess we don't say it much. We always call me by name. Somebody in the chat. There's 7 Mary 3. Yeah, Pete Lenzone, 7 Mary 3.
Yep.
Yeah, right there, dude. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Matt, do you want to answer that question?
Which question was? Oh, the bikes? Pull it up so I can see the picture, and I'll tell you. I don't really remember. They're Hondas. Are those STs?
Yep.
Yes, the ST 1300. Mm-hmm. Now,
kind of a space age looking bike almost.
They are.
They've kind of looked like that for most of their existence, kind of like that.
Yeah.
They're a sport touring bike.
Mm-hmm.
The interesting thing is, looking here, they really haven't made a new ST from my research here since 2012. They still sell them.
It's
Honda,
a real popular bike.
2010, their latest model is a 2012. They run about 18, of course, without all the police stuff. So let me tell you this, a couple things on that subject, unless you guys have something before I go.
No, go ahead. No. We'll chip in where we want to.
As I will tell you that I have ridden these. As a police motors officer, we had them for just a couple years, and we still have 2 of them. But we only had them for 2 years. We ride Harleys, the Electra Guides, and we always did. And then for some reason, wasn't have anything to do with my decision. But not that it's a bad bike. It's fine. It's fine for police work, especially city type environment. They're good bikes, and a lot of agencies still use them. The Honda ST. We like I said, we only had them for a year, 2 years maybe, and then they kind of got. We went back to Harleys for a lot of reasons, but they're not terrible bikes, and they are still used. Interesting thing is CHP. I was doing some research on what type CHP actually rides, and there's a lot of older information. CHP did ride these for a little bit, but everything I could find from articles in 2010 said they went back to, that was the last kind of what you can find in Google, is that the California Highway Patrol went all back their fleet to Harleys in like around 2010. So if you're in chat from California, or you're I know we have CHP officers that actually listen to this podcast because they've emailed me. We have motors officers that actually listen to the podcast.
Cool.
Down in California with the California Highway Patrol. So if you're on, excuse me, or you are just listening and you live in California and you know what kind, but I'm pretty sure it's Harleys. But don't shoot me if I'm wrong out there. Anybody piping up on that?
No.
That is a subscribe pillow, Z Monster asks. He sees in the camera the red subscribe. So make sure that's a little subliminal message. I put that there so that you would make sure and subscribe to this YouTube channel, guys, the one you're watching live on. Oh, yeah, no, that's right. Harley Homes. You're right. My bad. They switched from Beamers. They were riding Beamers, and then they switched back to Harley. And he says he has a friend, and they just switched from a Beamer.
Yeah, our agency had the Beamers for a few years. We went back to Harley.
Right. Oh, you guys did go back to Harley. Good. Not that we have any.
They were great bikes. The problem was just getting them serviced and how far some of the guys had to travel to get their bikes serviced.
Right.
And just the cost of them. I mean, Harley offers law enforcement just an insane deal.
They do. And they follow up with you. And there's a lot of perks when you get a police
That's crazy
Harley.
that they would go with, that boggles my mind they'd go with a BMW. But
they were great bikes. They're fast and nimble, and they were great, but it was just expensive.
Yeah, it's not cost effective.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think our agency ever had Hondas. We had Kawasaki's, Harleys.
Yeah, Cowies.
BMW, back to Harley.
And CHP, way back in the day when Chips was made, they were on Cowies.
They were on Cowies, yeah.
Right. Kickstart Barbecue Sauce guy says Harleys, and I still see the Beamers out there. See, I think they're still phasing their entire fleet back to Harleys, but he still sees. Interesting. So that's one interesting point I want to make is CHP does not even ride Honda STs.
Probably depends. I mean, it's a movie, right? And you got branding and who's going to be in it. I'm sure they.
Well, I think.
I wish it would have been a little true to that, but there's some
Dax. Dax he's a pretty good motorcycle rider.
That's a good point to bring up.
And he drives, speed bikes,
right?
Crotch rockets. So
right.
That kind of fits the mold.
And that's a good point, Chewy, that Dax actually, this other guy, Michael Pena, which we'll talk about in a minute, he's not such a good rider.
He had to learn to ride.
Yeah.
In the movie, didn't he?
And yes, he did. And Dax has been riding motorcycles. In fact, he's a really good rider.
Yeah.
Here's why I think they went with the Honda STs, honestly, is because Dax is doing a lot of his own stunts in this Chips movie. So when you're watching it, it'll be fun to know that background when you go to watch it, that Dax, he'd never had a stuntman for anything. He was doing all his own stunts, and I think he needed the Honda ST because he literally does stoppies.
Yeah, I saw that in the preview. He was doing a wheelie and a stoppie.
And he ain't doing that on a Harley.
No.
Now, he talked about it too, of actually, he performed that himself.
Right.
And, wrecked a couple times, but.
I think we've got some pictures somewhere in here we'll go through in a minute. I've got so many tabs open, but yeah. And so my opinion is that's why they went with the Honda ST, because it's more like a sports bike, and he really needed to probably pop some wheelies and maybe do some stoppies, and you're not doing either of those on a Honda or a Harley Electric Glide. That's just my opinion. So maybe that gives you a little
pretty damn good on a bike if you can do it on a Harley Electric Glide.
Yeah, you ain't doing it. Yeah, no, not going to happen. I doubt it. But the interesting thing is they must have had to tweak that bike a lot because those Honda STs have ABS, and you're not doing stoppies pretty much with ABS on the front wheel. So I bet they had to trick it out a little bit, probably.
Yeah.
So, all right. So enough about Dax. Do you want to move on there to the second main actor
Michael
here?
Pena?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. We'll go down. Michael Pena, we'll open up that. We can get rid of Dax.
Old Francis Llewellyn.
And he's playing Ponch. There you go. You want to go with that? One of you guys?
Right. Well, I'm familiar with this guy. Is he played in another? I know he's played in more movies than this one, but it's a police movie. Into Watch.
Yeah.
Oh,
he was in there with Into Watch,
which is a really good police. It's pretty accurate about police work, and he played it. He was played a good part in that movie. So that's how I know him from. But I'm sure there's quite other things that he's probably done.
Yeah, I don't know because I never even saw End of Watch either. Now I've seen him, but I don't know that I've ever actually watched him in a movie before or TV show. Yeah,
he's been in quite a bit of stuff. Hit that full bio there. See if
Chicago.
It tells you some of the other movies he's been in.
He just had a birthday.
Happy birthday,
January 13th.
Does it have a list of movies he's been in there?
Mm-hmm.
Where?
Right here. Go. They're all highlighted.
What else do we got in there?
Peter Bogdanovich features to Sir with Love 2, 1996. My Fellow Americans, Jack Lemmon, James Garner, La Cucaracha.
La Cucaracha?
La Cucaracha.
He was in Gone in 60 Seconds. I don't remember him in that.
Yeah, I don't remember him in that.
That's a good movie.
They don't even mention it in to watch.
They got that badass Mustang in there. I think it's a 68 Mustang. Eleanor.
Oh,
awesome
yeah.
car. Awesome car.
No doubt.
I was just watching the auction, the Jackson, what's it called? I'm having a brain fart.
Auction?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, what's the big... my brain's fried today. I can't even think
Wonder
of it.
why.
I wonder why. We had a get-together last night, and I'm a little slow today.
Some of the guys are slow after we had our Sworn Few Club. We always have we do it after the holidays, and we had our get-together and gift exchange last night, and some of the guys overdid it a little bit, including my wife. Anyways. Because Matt, you're pushing your dope on her.
Barrett Jackson. I love having this live chat because when I have a brain fart, my brain won't work. Everybody helps out. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah, the Barrett Jackson. There was cars going for $600,000.
That's insane.
Over the weekend.
Wow.
You know, they bring out the big cars on Friday and Saturday nights, and most of them were 100, 200,000. But there were some of those Mustangs that were going for insane amounts of money, and they weren't even original Eleanors. They're tributes.
Yeah,
they're still going for big money.
I know an individual that took a car down there and didn't do so well.
Oh.
I got auctioned. That's what I've heard. Yeah.
No, it's a gamble when you auction it. There's no reserve. You don't know what they're going to go for.
They'll do reserves, but only they have to be a $500,000 for reserves. Is what I understood.
Wow.
They have to be at least a $500,000. Everything else they won't do a reserve on. So, somebody shouted out from in live here from Seattle. Who was that? I saw it. Oh,
he was in Shooter.
Bones Fossil. Bonus Dead Fossil. Bonaded Fossil, something like that. Hey, Seattle, Law Abiding Biker Podcast. Love Law Abiding Biker Podcast since Harley Engine 8. Oh, he must be talking about the episode we did on the new Milwaukee 8. So shout out Seattle, 2 hours and 15 minutes to the west of us, right here in good old Washington State. Mm-hmm. Are we supposed to take our shoes off for the podcast?
Oh, yeah.
Harley Holmes. Yeah, you do need to take them off. If you're in the studio with us, you take them off right now.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Take your shoes off.
You got this light colored carpet. If we didn't take our shoes off, it would be brown instead of white or whatever.
Your wife
it is.
would not be happy with us.
It still needs to be replaced, but all right.
You going to go a little darker next time?
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Here's the thing. We're getting off track. That's what we do. I dread doing the carpet in here because of this.
Oh, you're going to have to move everything.
I have to unplug. It's going to take me days to just get stuff out of here. So I put it off. So we're not wearing shoes to make it last long. Okay. So anything else about Michael Pena there?
Somebody said he was also in the movie Shooter, which is a good movie.
Yeah.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah. Yeah. Is that Mark Wahlberg? Yeah.
That's a good show.
He gets set up for, he's a sniper and he gets set up for an assassination attempt and they're going after him.
Crash.
And I can't remember what Pena does in that movie. I can't really remember, but he might be hunting him or something. I'll have to watch it. It's been a long time. Shooter.
Yeah, right
It's
there.
been a long time since I've seen it. Good movie.
He played in The Martian, huh?
Yeah. Tower Heist, World Trade Center, 2000, Gangster Squad.
American Hustle.
2013.
He's been in quite a few things.
Ant-Man, 2015. And The Martian, 2015. So there's where you guys might have seen him. Of course, you can Google him if you'd like. Pena was born, Chicago. You said that. All right. So let's move on. Kristen Bell.
Oh.
Do I have anything on her? I didn't.
Just Google her real quick, would you please, so I can look at her beautiful face?
Kristen Bell pics.
I honestly don't know who she is.
Here, I'm Googling Kristen Bell nude pics.
You better
Matt
not.
wanted me to.
You better not.
Pics.
Jeez.
Nothing comes up. She must not do nudes. Okay. That's Dax Shepard's wife, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most people probably know her from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That was a big movie she was in, comedy.
Is that a scratch and sniff picture?
I wish.
Yeah. What was she in, Matt? Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was looking at this photo of her in a bikini.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall was kind of her big movie that everybody probably knows her from.
Okay. I have a tab up here.
You got 20 tabs up there.
I know. That's how I roll. We don't need that.
Find what you're looking for.
Interesting. That ST has I was going to talk about that. The old, if you guys didn't know, it's the ST1300, but it's 1261cc and V4. The V4. There you go. In case you didn't know.
Now you know.
Now you know. Now I got some pictures here behind the scenes on one of these. Chewy, anything else you want to talk about on this?
No, I don't think so. I think we're moving in the right direction.
Well, no, you were going off last night, so don't do that.
Well,
you
I don't know
started.
if you want me to skip ahead or not. I do have some comments I want to say.
Well, go.
You know, I know that they have also, you know, basically the two main actors of the actual the show in the 70s, Poncherello and John, the guy that played John. I don't recall their actual names, but they had actually put in
Eric Estrada was
Eric
Ponch.
Estrada.
I don't remember who
and then,
played John Baker. I don't remember his name.
I can't remember his name either. But they actually put in a little bit of input on.
They did?
You know, yeah.
See, this is good info. I didn't know any of this.
They talked to him and said, hey, you know, can you kind of, you know, we know it's going to be a spiff off of Chips, but can you kind of, you know, put some things in there that, you know, relate back to the show.
Right.
So they put in their input. So hopefully.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That they did that at all.
I read that in an article, one of the articles.
Well, it must be true.
It's got to be
maybe,
true.
Well,
I would believe it.
You would think they would talk to him as a resource and get some ideas.
Because they did do a lot of things like Chips. They tried to be true to the uniform and those kind of things. Larry Wilcox is who played.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Yeah, John and Chips. So there's Kristen Bell. We're getting. We can get way off track with her.
Is she on like a drama on TV?
Let's see her full bio here. See what she's doing. How's chat going over there?
Pretty good. Last I looked.
Russell's on the road right now. Russell Roberts. He's a patron. He's in there. Yeah, he said he's on the road.
On the road again?
Let's see. Polish Wedding. Yeah. Pootie Tang. She was in Pootie Tang?
She was in Pootie Tang.
Pootie Tang.
She was in some Pootie Tang? What?
Veronica Mars. That's where she's popular from. That Veronica Mars shows, which I never saw, but I heard about it. That's where a lot of people know her from. So, all right. What else, Chewy? So you say they actually did some consulting, so to speak.
Well, I think Larry Wilcox and Eric Estrada actually contacted Dax and basically, you know, told him, hey, they would like to have a little bit of input. And I think in his article, he said, well, you know, he listened to them, listened to what, you know, they were saying, but he's not going to do everything, you know, he's not going to do everything they've asked.
Right.
Earlier in the chat, somebody had mentioned that Eric Estrada wasn't supporting this movie, wasn't behind it. So I'm curious what that's about. I wonder if maybe he tried to provide some input and they didn't take it and he got pissy about it.
Yeah, interesting. That'd be cool if they made a cameo.
It would.
Both of them. How cool would that be?
That'd be
dude?
really cool.
That would be awesome. Just some cameo where they ride like right up next to him, you know, two other CHP officers, or they're retired or something, dude. How freaking
or a couple guys on
riding with ape hangers and shit, all retired. Ponch and John, dude, riding some tricked out Harleys.
That uniform anymore. He's a little chunky these days.
He is a little chunky. Okay, here's some pictures. Now we talked about Dax. That's obviously the STs there. Here's a funny thing, dude, that I'm gonna just go off on a tangent, and then there's some other funny pictures in here. So you're looking at Dax Shepard now. These freaking, when you guys see this, I guess Ponch and John, the originals, wore that tight a uniform.
Because
these things are insanely tight.
No, they wore tight. If you look at some pictures of the old show, their uniforms were tight.
Because I don't think CHP wears that
had
tight
their
of uniforms.
sleeves all, you know.
Oh yeah, they had it all tailored nice and tight. But I mean, the riding pants are fairly tight, anyways.
It looked good. It didn't look bad. I didn't.
What are you saying?
What are you saying? He just smacked his lips.
He did.
I'm frowning at both of you right now.
Yeah. So here's an original Chips picture. Yeah, they were, I mean, they're tailored, but now they're a little more.
Not bad.
So here's what's funny is you do all this research, right? And this is what cracks me up about Hollywood. Because obviously we see police movies and you have all these millions of dollars and people that consult with the movie, right? So they do a really good job of the uniform, and they actually did a pretty good job with the duty belt. We're just being critical because we're Leos, and you guys see this on the movies. You're like, okay, can he not wear his belt around his ankles? Like it's sagging down. It looks like
have some pride and actually go to a cop, interview a cop, or say, hey, we want to come in and get your, you know,
right.
Interview a cop, say, hey, we're making a movie. We want to get your your input on, hey, how do we wear this uniform? What is, you know.
Right.
What's on the duty belt? You know, don't just go get a picture. Oh, okay. This cop looks like he wears this and do it. No,
because you know what I'm talking about, right?
Perspective, yeah.
You both know what I'm talking about movies. And you see cops and you're like, that is
And
can you make them at least wear like the normal stuff?
They got to like hang it down like they're John Wayne or something,
or their guns like way back in the back, like you'd have to grab the smaller. And can you pull it around so it's like on his side like it's supposed to be? I'm like, seriously, this is Hollywood.
Some of that is because Hollywood wants to make cops.
If they're doing that kind of movie,
wants cops to kind of look like dumbasses, like we don't, we're uneducated idiots.
Right. Well, you are.
Well,
pretty much. So I
graduated.
No, I'm teasing. But here, so on that, they did a pretty good job here. They've got the motor's boots, which is cool. But they really did go out on Dax and make that thing super tight. And I think that's some of the comedic part of it. You know what I mean? But here, so what I'm saying is they did a good job. Look at the helmet and all that. But here's one thing that I see over and over and over, Chewy. Pisses me off. Pisses me off, Chewy. He's wearing his name tag, and they put it on the stupid pocket.
Some agencies actually do that.
Almost dropped an F-bomb. Yeah, they do.
Mm-hmm. That's so unmilitary.
It's not very common, but there are agencies that do that.
I almost dropped an F-bomb, boys.
Did you? You can. Well, you can. You can if you want. It's your call, dude. Okay. So there are some agencies.
It's not real common. That, dude? It's not very common. It's usually above the pocket.
That's very unmilitaristic. I guess if you don't, but
I know.
I don't think it looks good.
Because they did everything really good. And then I keep seeing close-ups of him and he's wearing his freaking name tag on his pocket. What we're talking about is most law enforcement and military, you wear it at like a half inch. There's actually measurements above your left or your right pocket, right?
No, it's above your left. Well,
yeah, right.
Facing it's your right, but on you it's above your left.
On you it's your right.
No, I'm sorry. It's your right. It's your right.
Facing it's on your right. Yeah,
it's on your right,
and it's above the pocket. So, anyways, that's just my little. When I see things like that, I'm like, that's just you're just ruining it. So here's funny. Now, Matt, you bring this up, and there's some funny pictures here. Let me see if I can get to them because we said Dax. Oh no!
What'd you do?
I hate these kind of sites. They're clickbait, dude. They're clickbait, and they
yuck.
And you go to click on one thing, and it takes you to
junk.
Yep, just pop-ups in the page. Look at all these ads.
Organic beauty and wellness.
But they actually have Michael Pena on a trailer, like you were talking about that earlier, Matt.
Yeah, they did that in the old show. You could tell that they were obviously on a trailer.
And he's got a dolly.
Really?
Yeah, is what it is. And I got to show you a picture of this. It's funny.
So they just drag him around on. Yeah, look at that thing.
You see the dolly?
Well, he's doing a little stunt there where he's standing up on his seat. But yeah, they have it on a dolly.
See,
that's hilarious.
There's the dolly too. And I remember him talking. He came into Jimmy Kimmel, I think, not Jimmy Kimmel, the other
Jimmy Fallon.
No, it was Jimmy Kimmel. It was
Kimmel.
Yeah, and they actually Dax rode up some stairs and stuff on a little bike, and they pulled him into the studio on this very freaking dolly, dude. Look at see there though, they've got the truck. You know all the camera gears here, and they're actually pulling him behind on that dolly. I don't know that he ever became too good a rider. I think he did most of his stuff. He rode slow and stuff, but during the shots, look at that. He's doing a lot of dolly work. That's funny.
That is
and
funny.
You'll never know on the movie.
No, they film it right. You won't see the little dolly. But it's an interesting dolly. The front tire is just barely off the ground, and it's got like training wheels basically, and just about the middle of the bike.
And you can see he can even lean on it.
Yeah.
See, it doesn't look like the front tire.
To make it look like he's leaning and turning around a corner. You see that? It's actually keeping the bike true to the motion of what a bike.
On the ground?
It looks like it's on the ground.
The tires are on the ground.
It's just kind of like the dolly's just kind of the balance.
It keeps its balance is all.
It doesn't.
It's like training wheels. It's training
totally.
wheels.
Totally.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I know. I was looking through these pictures going, that's very interesting. So when you see Michael Pena on the big screen, you can know he's got a training wheels on that bike. I mean, seriously, you can't even ride behind the rig at 2 miles an hour or whatever.
Well, maybe he's not good at pacing the truck and staying in the shot, and so just use that instead. Interesting.
Plus, there's always insurance stuff on these movie sets about how much they'll let the actors do for insurance, because if they get hurt, then the movie bombs, and they don't, all that crap that we don't know about. But anything else we want to talk about CHIP's, guys? How's our chat going? And we got a few other things we're going to talk about. We'll wrap up CHIP's, and then we got a video and a voicemail and some other stuff, guys. I just wanted to kind of get to our main topic right away.
Rick Kemner wants to know if you got porn site pop-ups.
We do. I don't even know what that was, but I had to get out of it really quick. It was not the kind of porn that you definitely want to see. So I guess Dax, one more thing on Dax, he recently did a movie. Do you guys remember what he was in? Let's look here.
Rotten Tomatoes?
He recently did, Hit and Run. Yeah, that wasn't too bad.
Hit and Run? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, did you watch it actually?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Did you see it, Chewy?
No.
Right. Okay. Because it didn't, you hear a lot of flack about it. And I don't know if that's going to come
all right
for me.
I think it was one of those red box rentals,
That's
$1 or something like that.
It got wasn't
too bad.
Some Rotten Tomatoes. It didn't do so well.
It is what it is. It wasn't something that's going to win an Oscar. I mean, it's similar to this kind of movie. I'm sure this one probably won't get the best review in Rotten Tomatoes either by critics, but I'd be curious to see what the actual viewers thought of it, because sometimes the critics can be pretty low and then the viewers are quite a bit higher.
Right. True.
Or if I use Rotten Tomatoes as a guide to go see a movie, I look to see what the viewers are saying, not what the critics say.
I totally agree. That is right on, dude. So, I guess this Kristen Bell is his wife in real life, and she's playing in the movie. And apparently, you don't see a lot of her on the. You see a little bit on the trailer, but she's apparently playing his trashy, estranged wife in the actual movie. So,
Michael Pena is probably getting some help from his brother. His brother's a real cop.
Bring that up. Yeah, he talks about that on the Jimmy Kimmel and some other articles.
His brother probably gave him some tips on, this is how you wear a duty belt, so he may look okay.
Right, and I guess I'm glad to see that's why you got to bring stuff up like that.
Yeah, he had mentioned that his brother said, don't make us look bad kind of thing.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what they need to do.
And his brother teases him. He says his brother teases him all the time.
Yeah.
Said, yeah, that's cool. You act like a cop. I am a real cop. That's what Michael Pena says. He's always rubbing it in my face. He goes, I really do that for a living. I'm a real cop. You're just an actor. You act like one. So he's always busting his balls.
Yeah, because this will be the second movie that I know of he's acted as a cop. And
Yes. You know what? We appreciate our patrons so much, Chewy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes.
We love the patrons, dude. But you know what? Not everybody can support us in the form of a patron. So we never ever balk, Matt.
I love this
Never
music.
balk.
I love this music.
At a flat donation. LawabidingBiker.com/donate if you want to help put some fuel in the lab tank to help us keep on going down the road. Somebody want to thank these flat donators?
We got Alex Guevara of Hialeah, Florida. He's a repeat donator. Thank you, Alex, so much for your donations. James Baum of Hayward, California, and Ronald Garney of Bremond. Did I say that right? Bremond, Texas.
Bremond, yep.
Texas. Yeehaw.
Thanks, guys.
That's right. Thanks, guys, for taking action. LawabidingBiker.com/donate is how you can do that if you don't necessarily want to become a patron right now. We'd love to have you as a patron, but we do appreciate that. So we got some good chat going on here. Make sure I'm not missing anything.
Doing good.
SOA used a lot of trailers to film. Oh, he's saying Sons of Anarchy, the show, used a ton of trailers to film. That comes from Z Monster.
I'm sure they do.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Depending on the shots, in order to keep the bike in the shot and everything.
And when they're riding two abreast, a lot of those guys aren't good enough to ride two abreast, and they put them on dollies and trailers probably to, because you got to do shot after shot.
Yeah.
Keep them there. And plus they got to have boom mics to try to get good audio. So,
makes sense.
They can have a boom pole at a certain, length. And
right.
So yeah, totally makes sense. All right. So
should we go over go ahead.
No, finish up. Let's
should we go
wind
over
chips down
some of the other co-actors?
Yes, please do. Please do, Chewy. And I know you memorized them off the top of your head.
Did not.
I know I saw them there, dude.
They are right there. Go up. There's a list of them. Vincent D'Onofrio. Jesus, I can't ever pronounce that dude's name. D'Onofrio
as the villain.
He's a villain. Let's talk about go ahead with the rest of those.
Rosa Salazar.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know
him.
Adam Brody, Jessica McNamee, Vida Guerra.
Oh, I know her. She must be the one that's in the yoga pants. I guarantee you. She's
Vida Guerrero.
Oh, she claims to have the nicest ass in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
She did have a nice ass. I'm not going to lie to you. In the trailer, she's bent over.
Google her right now.
I want to do more in Google her. What's her name?
Vida Guerra.
Guerra.
There you go. I think you got it. You got too many E's in there. Hit the old image there. Yowzer. I guarantee you she's the one in the yoga pants.
Oh, my goodness. Wonder Woman. Look at that. Looks like a loaf of bread. What is that, Chewy?
That's a huge loaf of bread is what that is.
Oh, ay. Yeah, she must have been the one in the yoga pants,
I guarantee you.
Holy shnikes. Got some junk in the trunk, that girl.
We just went off the rails.
We're off the rails. She does have some junk. Okay. Where were we going? Oh,
I don't know.
So we last actors, Renee Moran and Kelly Richardson, and Chewy. What else were you going to do?
That was it. I was just wanting to go over some of the other.
Make sure we get the other actors
besides the two main guys.
Roger that. So anyways, out March, in March of 2017, guys, let's do I will say, if you guys don't know, you can watch a trailer, but just doing some behind the scenes stuff. Really it's Hollywooded up. It's number one, it's comedy.
Yep.
Okay. Number one, it's going to be a loose comedy. I will say it's not all comedy. It's got serious subject matter, but put in a light nature. They've got to do some things. Like I said, if they would have made it like the regular Chips, it just wouldn't have worked. And I'm okay with that now. I think it looks good enough that I'm going to go watch it for sure. Maybe we make a day that a bunch of us can go watch it.
Mandate.
It's not going to be the best movie in the world. It's not going to blow your socks off. They did the Hollywood stuff. They've got his estranged ex-wife in there. You'll see that they have, and from what I read, the trailer doesn't show it all, but there's a whole bunch of different bikes. It's really motorcycle related. There's a ton of stunts in this movie. There's explosions in this movie. They really Hollywooded it up to keep your attention, of course. So you're going to see the stunts. You're going to see the motorcycles. And in fact, at some point in the trailer, they're in a leather suit and they're riding more enduro type, dual sport bikes. There's some of that. I even heard in some of it, they may be on jet skis at some point, different craft and motorcycles. They've got them doing all kinds of craziness. And the premise of the story is, of course, to make it interesting, is what movie can't be a good movie without dirty cops, right?
Yeah, I hate that. I really do.
Yeah,
I know. There's a lot of storylines they could have did, and we're not just saying that because we're Leos. It just gets old because in the United States we have less than 1% of 1%, hundreds, that are actually bad law enforcement officers, and yet Hollywood always, it just seems like a storyline that sells, Well,
that's what people want to see. So.
Yeah, I guess. I think they could have did a lot of storylines. That would be my only, and so Michael Pena, who plays Ponch in the episode, is actually an FBI agent, is the premise of the story. He comes in, he's supposed to infiltrate the dirty highway patrol, the California Highway Patrol, because they've got dirty officers.
Yep.
He teams up with Dax Shepard, who plays John, and at some point he finds out that he's an FBI agent because they reveal that in the trailer, and that's this whole thing. And the dirty cops, of course, it looks from the trailer that they're riding motorcycles and they're chasing them, and things are blowing up, and we got Hollywood.
Yeah,
we got a Hollywood movie in front of us.
That Vincent D'Onofrio, is that how you say
D'Onofrio? I don't know.
He's a pretty well-known actor.
Yeah, he's good.
He's the one that I saw in the preview, and I went, because he played in Law and Order, and he's really known for Full Metal Jacket. He was the main actor in Full Metal Jacket.
Private Pile.
Yes.
Get off my obstacle pile.
He's a freaking great actor.
Nice.
So,
and he's in it.
Yeah, he's a really good actor.
We don't know what he's playing, but I guess we'll find out.
We saw him sitting there when they were all having lunch.
Oh, in the picture?
In one of the uniforms.
Oh, was he? Oh, so he's going to be a CHP off.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, he'll be in there. All right. So that's my wrap up. Why don't we do a round table and give your final thoughts before we do a voicemail and something else, and we'll monitor the chat here a little bit. And boy, it's blowing up. Thanks for being involved in chat, guys.
Yeah.
Chewy, why don't you go?
I think that,
is it worth it? Is it going? Is there anything
what
I missed?
would say is first of all, I'm a police officer, so I kind of like to go watch.
And you're a motorcycle rider?
Yeah, and I love motorcycles, so I kind of like to go watch, things about, movies and stuff about cops. I would say just go into it. Don't go into it thinking it's going to be the original Chips. Just go into it thinking it's going to be a funny movie about cops, and there's going to be some action
and motorcycles,
and there's going to be some action in it. There's probably going to be some attractive men and women in it. So
yoga pants,
probably some yoga pants.
Bent over yoga pants. I'll go just for that.
So I would say
Matt will go there and just for that.
It'll be a huge mess if Matt goes.
Lurch will be eating his popcorn and sporting a visible erection.
We can't leave right now, guys. I can't leave right now. I can't get
Depends
up.
on how much of a scene Vida Guerra has in that movie.
Yeah, I'm glad I know who she is now. Thanks for bringing that to my attention.
You can bounce a quarter off of that.
And have good dreams tonight. Oh, yeah, you can bounce a quarter off that. Hell yeah.
So that's what I would say. Just go into it with an open mind. And as for the millennials, they're not going to know much difference. They're just going to say, hey, this is a motorcycle movie about cops.
Right.
So they won't, they'll just go, well, this will be funny. But for those of us that have watched it before, just go into it with an open mind and realize it's not going to be the old Chips.
Right. And it could be the worst movie in the world.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I don't think it is. I'm just saying it could be.
It'll be funny.
But I have to watch it. Number one, like you said, Leo's, right? So it's kind of a cop movie, a funny cop movie. Number two, we're motorcycle riders. Yeah. So it's got motorcycles and cool stuff there. And then...
chicks.
Because I ride a motorcycle on duty.
Oh, yeah.
Motors, that's 3 reasons that I have to do it. Yeah. I grew up listening and Chips. I remember, Matt, you grew up obviously watching the heck out of Chips.
Yep.
I remember riding bicycles with my cousins, dude, and humming the frickin'
Chips.
Dude. Yeah. We would ride next to each other, dude. And
that's why I so hope they have the theme music in it someplace.
Got to, dude. Straight up. That's my little addition right there. I like that. You want me to add a siren? You want me to add some traffic? Add the traffic. See how I do that, Chewy? Pretty badass, huh? All right. Traffic gone. Siren gone. Just a theme song.
Look at you.
All right. Matt, give us your thoughts before we wind it down here.
I think I'm going to go see it. And realizing it's not going to be true to the original, but I watched the preview, looked good to me. It's got motorcycles, it's got hot chicks, it's got humor, it's got some action. I don't see what, I mean, even if it's not it's not going to win an Oscar by any means, right?
Right.
But I think it'll be entertaining. I think I'll get what I pay for.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Good. I think it would be fun if we all go to it or get who we can. I think it's the kind of movie that warrants a couple drinks before it.
Yeah, especially if
to go get a couple drinks.
You have to.
Because it's a loose comedy, and then go chillax, as my 11-year-old would say. We're going to chillax and grab a bag of popcorn and just dive in. What do you think, Chewy?
I absolutely agree.
All right,
you got to have some drinks if you're going to go watch it.
There's a siren. Done. All right. So, Roundhouse, thanks to everybody. Do we got anything coming in the chat? We're going to wind this episode down. We got a couple announcements. And
Mark Arnold says, Buddy is checking out. He saw Buddy jump off the couch and leave.
Is he out?
Oh, yeah. I rubbed his belly and he got what he needed, apparently. And he used me for my petting skills and he was gone.
Nice, dude. Nice. Buddy's a tramp, man. He just thinks he owns the place, man. Buddy, the studio dog. All right, guys. And they're talking some cool motorcycle stuff in there, aren't they? Talking about removing tanks and stuff.
Yep.
In the chat room. Okay. So, new free video. You want to announce this, Matt, and give them? This is a new free video that we have out.
The new free video, Harley Batwing fairing removal, Street Glide Ultra Electra. It's new and improved. Multiple other fairing removal videos are there. You can find that at Law Abiding Biker / and you moved it before I could say it, Harley Batwing fairing.
There you go. And let's pull that page. Yeah, so we've got, look at that, moving the Rick's bike, my bike, the older bike, my old Street Glide. So yeah, it's all the Batwing stuff. And there's like 4 different videos in here, guys. And that's actually been out for a while, but I wanted to get it to a mention. So of course, completely free, guys. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, you see the live people, the pillow there, that's a subliminal message. Make sure you're subscribed, guys, so that you're notified when we come out with new free videos, because we're coming out with them all the time. And that's one of hundreds. And I think I'm up on our YouTube channel to 250 uploads of sorts.
Wow, really?
Really.
You are prolific, sir.
Well, you're prolific. All of you guys. That includes all the videos you guys are on, too.
I like to be behind the camera or the one doing the work. I don't like doing all the talking.
Well, you did.
There's one, I think you had me, one or two you had me do the
You're
whole thing.
playing with it. You did well.
Yeah.
You did well. We'll get more of that with you, dude.
All right.
We'll get you. You're a lab guy, dude. You're one of the faces of the lab, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Let's play a voice.
My hands have been in a lot of videos.
You do have very
Your
nice
hands have been in a lot of things, actually.
Mark Arnold, is this the one for the road glide? Matt can be a test subject. Yeah. We have a road glide one too, Matt, on our website, right?
Yeah, I don't know if that didn't mention it, but I think we do have the removing the road glide fairing. I know we did it on my bike. I know we filmed it.
Yeah, it was there. There was a picture of it there.
No, that was the old street glide.
That was all Batwing he was announcing. But I think if you hit the road glide fairing.
I thought there was a picture of it.
Yeah, I have another video for the road glide right there.
There you go.
There it is.
Video 2015 and newer Harley road glide front fairing removal and install completely free for you guys. You can go to lawabidingbreaker.com/2015 road glide fairing, all one word. And that's our free video for our, look at that. That's a beautiful bike, Lurch. Whose bike is that?
Man.
That is pretty.
Oh my goodness. That is pretty.
It's snowed in at the moment.
Yeah.
Covered in dust in the garage. I go out and look at her every once in a while, make sure she's still there.
Pet her.
Sit
on her.
Talk to her, tell her I still love her.
Yeah, put a fan on. Make it feel like you're in the breeze.
Wind's blowing.
Hell yeah, plays a stereo.
Yeah.
All right, let's play a voicemail.
Yes, my name's Kent Davis. I purchased a couple of your videos on how to install new bars and heated hand grips. I got a 2013 Street Glide that I purchased the bars that had the 90-degree downturn on them, and I got the one side installed, but the throttle by wire side that has the connectors plus the wiring harness for the switches, I got them kind of hung up, and when I was trying to undo them, I pulled the connector off the throttle by wire harness, and I've got a question in regards to how the wiring needs to reconnect to that, as I did not have a schematic or wiring diagram of the colored wires that go into it. Thank you.
You guys did that on my Harley.
Yes.
We got rid of the connector on yours, yeah.
Matt, do you want to talk about that a little bit? You don't, of course, we don't know off the top of our head the colors of the wires. That's not the point of it. The point of it is talk about 90 bars, about, you know, if you do pull your throttle by wire, how would you, let's just say we were doing a project and all of a sudden we
break something.
Popped it. What would you do? What would be your course of action?
I'd cut it out and just hardwire it.
Right.
You know,
and we would, and I would tell you, you're going to need schematics. The best thing you can do, guys, and if you get any of our handlebar videos, which are very popular videos, lawabidingbreaker.com/Harley handlebars, guys, those are some of our for purchase. We have, it doesn't matter. We have, in those videos, you'll get massive amount of video files. We got the soft tail we did with apes, the Road King. We've got one with a fairing, a non-fairing. They're all over on that page. There's 3 different videos that you can pick one. And a lot of them, regardless of which one you buy, have very similar video files. It doesn't matter if you have a hydraulic, because we put hydraulic clutch removal, cable clutch. We include those same video files with all those. So they're very universal. But pick the one, whether it's fairing, non-fairing, or if you want to do a dyno or a soft tail or something like that. But I would run the best, I guess what I was saying is, we would run to schematics.
Yeah.
You're going to have to buy a Hardy manual if you're going to be doing it. You know, they're $70 or so. We had a question on that recently. There's a lot of different manuals. Climber makes them in the private Facebook, the patron only Facebook group.
I like the actual Harley Davidson one.
Me too.
Just because it's got all the wiring schematics in the back and everything. It's a very good manual.
And we've used that wiring diagram, haven't we?
We've used it extensively when we've got into some sticky situations. You're going to need it if you break your connectors apart. If you do it on purpose ahead of time, before you break wires, it's pretty easy then to take it apart because you know which wire goes to which wire on the other side. So ahead of time, if you're putting it in some 90 bars, like Chewy's bars were a pain in the butt.
Pain in the ass.
Real pain in the butt. And on, what year's your bike?
2013.
13. So on the 14s and newer, it's a lot easier to do bars because there's less wires running through now. Because they use, it's kind of like a computer ribbon in the switches. So there's like 4 wires going down the bars. That's it. So there's a lot of room in them. Whereas before with yours, there was a lot more wires that ran through the bars. Then we added heated grips to yours and tried to go internal, and those 90s can be a real pain in the ass. But on the newer bikes, 14s and newers, you're running a lot less wires. We don't even use lube anymore. We just run a cable and pull it right through.
Oh, wow.
But if you are putting 90s,
which we would say don't do. I know they look cool, guys, but if you're internally wiring, we've said it.
It's tough.
That's your call, and you're going to run into problems like he did, and a possibility of problems. They're just a bitch. They're better now.
And the hard 90s, or the ones like you have that have the little points on them, they're tough. If they don't have a nice bend in them, it's hard to get the wires through. So before you'd start jamming them down there, another thing you can do is take your throttle by wire and put it up to the bars and see where those connectors would end up once you push it in. And if it's past those 90s, you may want to cut them out and just hardwire them.
Right.
Just ahead of time. Just get rid of the connectors.
I know, and I agree. The only bad part about that is if your throttle by wire goes bad,
then you
or
got
your
to pull
heated grips, and you got to pull all your wire.
Okay.
No, I'm just saying, think about it. You can do it either way. You can get the stock connectors and replace them that way. But again, schematic would be the way to go, because people email us and we don't remember the colors of wires.
No.
Sorry. And you're just going to have to pony up. And if you're going to be doing work on your Harley, Matt said it, we strongly suggest you just get the Harley-Davidson brand manual. It's one the dealerships use, and it's right. There's some sites on there too, guys, that you can get it cheaper and download it in PDF format. We have bought a few of those.
Yeah, we did that on my Road Glide. We bought it.
We did. That's right. In the middle of a project.
Yeah, we needed it. So we bought it online, and we've got it electronically.
Yep. And they're just as good. They're basically just a spitting copy of the Harley manual. It's just been converted into PDF format, and it's handy. One of the nice things about that is you can search PDFs. Yep. But I will say, and I never, ever say this, Matt, because I am a high-tech redneck electronic. I hate paper. That's the only thing in my life that I do like the book on my workbench.
Sure.
It's weird because I don't do that with anything else. I hate it when people try to give me paper, or I'm like, they try to hand you something. Can you just freaking make that electronic? My life is on Evernote and Dropbox and Google Drive, and that's the one thing. But for Lab, we do buy because we've shared some of that. People ask us a question and we'll just send them a couple pages of the PDF and say it's right here. But yeah, I would strongly suggest doing that, and don't buy 90s like Chewy.
They look good.
They do look good, because you can, but you may, or if you're going to external wire, you're golden, I guess. But
well, like he said, 2014 or newer, right?
Right, on the newer touring bikes, it's a lot easier to do.
True.
And it just depends on your bike and how much wires you have, and the Softails and the Dynas and stuff, they have a lot less wiring, so it's easier to do. So just keep in mind, if you're going to go internal, keep in mind what kind of bike you got. If it's a 13 and older touring bike, and you're going to add heated grips and a bunch of stuff, it's like trying to put 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound sack.
Yeah, that's exactly. Very good, dude. Hang on.
Unit heading up to the code 3 chase. Suspect was last reported southbound.
We got a radio call. We got to get out of here.
Can you give me more info on that call?
We got a radio call. We got to bust, guys. Put the donut down, Chewy. Put your donut down.
Take my shirt off.
We can make that joke. We can make that joke, right?
You don't get a body like this from eating donuts. Are you kidding me?
And it's not coffee and donuts anymore. It's bagels and lattes. Come on, we've moved into
bagels and lattes.
It is. It's Starbucks now or whatever, dude. All right, guys. Hey, that was a good episode, huh?
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us live. Any last comments in there that we're looking at, guys? Laters.
There were some comments about heading up to Canada and don't bring your guns. Mark Arnold said,
"Yeah, we weren't planning on it."
Even, no,
that's the best idea.
They won't let us in, right?
No, you can't take handguns in.
No.
The funny thing is, when I went up there hunting in November, I took my rifle up. It was easy. You got to register it, but they didn't even look at the rifle. They just looked at the paperwork.
Can you register a pistol to take up?
No.
Okay, it's just rifles.
Just for hunting purposes.
Because rifles are not dangerous. But God forbid
rifles,
a handgun.
You can take rifles and shotguns, but you got to bring it back across.
Did you tell them? Did you tell them you were law enforcement?
I don't think I did this time because they didn't ask. Back in 2007 when I went up, they asked, and I told them, and they hassled me. They thought for sure I had my handgun.
Oh yeah. It's happened to me before too. Going over again.
They scrutinize.
Once they find out, it's like, oh goodness, where are your guns at? No, there's no guns here. Go ahead and pull over there to the right.
Right.
It's like, geez.
I said,
really?
I know you guys are crazy. You won't let me bring my gun up here. I left it at home.
Yeah.
Right.
We're not stupid.
Yeah. We got enough friends up there.
Yep.
All I need is these right here.
Got 2 guns for
I got
you
my 2
right
guns.
here.
Are they going to search me for these guns right here, Chewy? Going to pat me down for these guns?
They may not find them if they do.
In the words of Joe Dirt, I got 2 microphones. I got a main microphone and a backup, and they don't like feedback. What's up? What's up?
You dumbass.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's awesome, guys. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And we're going to do don't forget, we don't do all our episodes live, but we did do this one live, lawabidingbrecker.com/live. We just can't stay on for 2 hours. It would be too long, and we got to take a break in between. But we're going to shoot another one, so look forward to, after this one, at some point, the new Sons of Anarchy spinoff Mayans MC show, guys. We're going to do a full episode on that, and a lot going on right now, early here in 2017 with motorcycle movies and media type, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Fun stuff.
Mm-hmm. Lab hotline, phone number 509-731-3548, guys. And don't forget to rate us on iTunes, guys. We've been getting a lot of ratings in there. We're 4.5 stars. We've got like 60 reviews. I was looking, and we're 4.5 stars.
That's awesome.
Out of that many. So, of course, there's some off-color ones every once in a while. But
Can't make everybody happy.
For the most part, it's good. But thanks for being with us, guys. Thanks to the live audience.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm looking at some last Darwin Chang, Russell Roberts, Tim Brown, Mark Arnold. It was good having you guys in there. I hope you enjoyed the episode live, and we appreciate your being in the live chat and being so active.
Yeah.
That's why we do it.
Awesome.
If the live chat stopped and nobody really was active, I think we would go away with doing it live.
Quite
it's a lot of
frankly,
work.
they help us out on some things.
They do.
Oh, I can't remember that guy's name. Boom.
And a lot of times it brings up additional subject matter.
Sure.
For us to talk about and or to expand on what we're doing, you know, and they remind us to turn on our on-air light.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one job I have, and I forget every time.
Straight up, dude.
Well, and I think it's kind of intimate for us to be able to talk with the guys that, help and support us. And
right. And I think
keep us going,
YouTube Live is the platform for us.
It seemed to, of all the other goofy crap you've tried, this seems like the best.
It does. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that little, I appreciate that.
Goose, you guess.
Basically saying I'm a fuck up.
A little backhanded compliment there.
Anyways, guys, thanks so much for being here. Peace out. We're going to go off the air, boys.
See you later.